Yeah, it's good. It's great even. It's an incredible first few chapters. The first chapter mostly goes over how our good friend, at that point Iron Mask, came to become the main character. For him not feeling any pain, it's very well introduced. Very early on by him getting hit as a slave while taking hits for a child, showing his stance on not allowing corruption to take place and not bullying the weak. Then also we have him shown not being able to feel any pain, which is a very big plot point. Um, then later on we get some chatting, some yapping about a special cargo being delivered. That cargo gets hoisted by a group of vigilantes. That group of vigilantes then manages to break said transport. Once said transport has been broken, and we can see who's in it, we meet Sion for the first time. A major character in the plot. She is the second part to the deuteragonist. Deuteragonist meaning two main characters. Seeing as we have both Iron Mask at this point, we don't know his name just yet, and we have Sion, who is the second half of the main duo. So we go on and she gets captured. We join that as well because we get injured while trying to save her and the vigilante group. Then we learn that she is trying to overthrow all of the, so to say, lords who are currently in a crown contest, trying to leech off energy from other world we are on in order to become stronger and then compete in a fight against each other, which is pretty important. It's a very big overarching idea that they're fighting over energy, and that energy is then used to empower them through what they have as a master core that they can activate, and they use special abilities through said master core. Then, once we get to like a certain point, we get invaded because of course we have Shion. They want Shion back. Once the invasion starts, we get instructed by Zephyr to leave. He gives us a sword and he tells us to leave. Us, as the main character, we don't leave. We join the fight for justice, for the people. It's an interesting point. It's an interesting idea that you've already shown him being for the people. Now that he's given a sword and a purpose, he will instantly jump in as well. So, while going and trying to escape from basically what is a mine, so that's like one point of entry, once they get outside, they realize that they've been ambushed. Shio gets shot with an arrow. And after she is shot with that arrow, a lot of flame spots spewing out. Alpha, not being able to feel any pain, tries to pull out the arrow from her and close up the wound. Doing so, he pulls out the flaming sword, Shion's secret weapon against the lords, and is able to hold it due to him not feeling any pain. From that point onward, we have a weapon to overthrow, a motive to go through, and a clear target. We then start up a plan. We first go to like a central town of people that have freed themselves from the regime and are trying to fight against the Lord. We go into that village, we help some people out with a few things, and then we charge the castle. After fighting through some levels, once we get to his throne room, he monologues a bit, he yaps a bit, but he instantly is there to fight. He knows what we're there for, he knows that what he's there for, and we started the fight. The fight is a really good introductory fight. I played it on hard, my playthrough is on hard. It is a very good fight. It teaches you everything you need to know about big boss fights and how they go about. It is a two-phase boss fight. One is in the throne room, where it's just him. And the second part, you go up a set of stairs that drop down. It makes sense once you realize, because they go towards a source of fire energy that he's been accumulating over time. That source of fire energy reacts to your flaming sword and creates a massive fire elemental. So while you're fighting him, you also have to take care of a massive fire giant. Once you beat him by tossing him into the pit during a cutscene, and that's it. He's done. He's dead. That is the end of Balsaf's story. You've then liberated Galaglia, the main starting area. Once you want to finally walk out, you meet a girl that is walking in and collapses in front of you. This girl is Rinwell. I have a statue of her right over there. I still need to glue it so it's properly, like her foot broke off, so I still have to glue it shut, which is sad. I just don't have the proper glue for it, otherwise I would have done it already. But I absolutely love her as a character. She is incredible. We meet her and we try and heal her up, get her better, get her rejuvenated, and then to see what is currently happening, what is wrong, what brought her to Galaglia. She then wakes up after a few missions and we gather some stuff for her and explains that she was there sent with a group of other people to try and get help after they heard of the victory against Balsaf. After we hear that, you, Shion, Zephyr, and Rimwell go over to the new area, Sisloden. Sisloden harvests light energy, so it's in a perpetual darkened state. It's always cold, always snowing, and always dark. Very depressing. Absolutely love the aesthetic of snow, so I had mixed feelings. In there, you're basically illegal. Everybody there works for themselves and is there to look out for themselves. They fight for themselves. They rat out everyone they can because there's an incentive to do so. So, while you're walking around trying to help a few people, getting some information, you get found out and you get stopped. And they try to arrest you. So you try to fight back, but while fighting back, Zephyr sees someone he hasn't seen in a long time and does not fight. He then names his son Law and gets beaten up by his son, who is working for the current lord in Sislodia. While all of that is happening, you make a break for it and you run while Zephyr is caught. You then go into a hiding area for what is I think it's the White Snakes, can't remember the name of it. Anyway, the revolutionary group in that area. You then go in there, you talk, you try and you do some side quests, you figure out how everything's done, and then you realize that Zephyr's execution has been set. He is being executed. You go and find Law, you talk to him and see what's what and what can be done, and you also see that Law has mixed feelings about this situation. We then hear that it's being moved up even further, even faster. The execution cannot wait. It will be lively broadcasted. Everyone is to be indoors at all times and watching the live broadcast. And they're being made sure everyone's watching. Then, during the execution, Law is standing there, relieved of duty, mind you. He got relieved of duty because of the familial ties he has to the prisoner that's being executed. And is standing just around the corner to hear Zephyr give one of the best speeches I've heard a side character give ever.
Damn, there's just no end to these guys. Zephyr!
Don't you worry. He's a tough man.
Attention,
Damn.
citizens, subjects, and slaves of Sislodia. I, Lord Ganabelt Valkyris, do formally open these proceedings. Behold! The brazen worm who would dare threaten the peace and order of our fair city. As if his scheme weren't foolish enough, he then made the mistake of thinking he could hide it. Take heed,
he's off to-
Danans,
oh.
and engrave this edict into your souls. Such fools' right to life in Cyslodia shall be forfeit. Now, embedded, you should listen carefully. Before my final verdict, I am prepared to offer you an unprecedented chance at mercy.
Oh. What did he do?
Where are your comrades? Give them up before those assembled, and I shall spare you your life.
Damn.
Fine time I have. If you're so tremendously determined to suffer for the sake of your allies, then I will see to it that you do.
Goddamn.
Well, feeling the urge to tell everyone yet?
Just what do you want me to say?
First, tell the people about the mistakes you made. Then, the whereabouts of your friends.
Mistakes, huh? Where to start? I've made so many in my life that I've lost count. All my life I've had to fight, but I have known nothing but loss. I was so caught up in the struggle to survive in this world that I ended up neglecting my own family. I have lost so many good friends. I even lost my wife and my son. I'll never be able to fix these mistakes. Not a single one.
It sounds to me as if the greatest mistake of your life was never learning to stay down when you were beaten.
A good man once told me if I take up this fight, I'd have to pay a price. Turns out he was right. After all, the very people and things I was fighting to protect the most were payment. I don't regret keeping up the fight for a second. But still, not a single day goes by when I do not think about what I have lost. Not telling others how much they truly meant to me before it was too late. That is your answer. That's the greatest mistake of my life. Do yourselves a favor and never become like me. Don't continue to make the same mistakes until it's too late to fix them. Ask yourself what it is you couldn't bear to lose. What do you want to protect with all of your might? Then hold on and never let go!
That's quite enough.
Listen to that voice deep inside of you. Together, no wall can hold you back. And the same goes for the ones the Lord made you build inside your own hearts.
You still hanging in there, Dad?
Oh, you saved me.
Damn you. I've been such an idiot.
My son. I need to...
Now's not exactly the best time to catch up. There's still a lord in need of beating.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So you're the son, are you? I thought I'd ordered for you to be relieved of your duties until all this was over. I'll see to it the person at fault is reprimanded appropriately.
What?
Oh, well. You've served your purpose more excellently than anyone could have hoped.
We then arrive together with the leader of the resistance. The leader of the resistance group is then seen stabbing Zephyr and revealing himself to be the actual Lord of Cislodia. He himself was the resistance, so they were always one step ahead and always keeping the resistance just slightly close, like slightly too weak to actually be a threat to him. And he was orchestrating that all by himself while having a double act as the ruling Lord. Which, honestly, sound plan. Not gonna lie, I really like his plan. He was a smart guy. We then storm his castle with Law as our fourth party member. In between, we also learned that Rinwell can use magic. She can use arts, astral arts, which is not something a Danon should be able to do. Only Ranans can. We will learn more about that later on in the story, just not yet. We then go and storm the castle with a party of 4 and fight the current lord. And he is one hell of a fight. On hard, I actually struggled. I got very close to being wiped, and it was a nail biter, and he was about to do his second big AoE wipe. We barely survived the first, we wouldn't have survived the second, and it came down to the wire. It was an incredible fight. After that fight happened, and after we were done with the fight, we got to the point where Law said goodbye to Cislodia, everybody, and same with Rimwell, and we continued traveling on to Elder Menancia, where chapter 3 will be taking place. That is for the next video, once I get through Elder Menancia and the area after that. That will be the next video. But for now, that's all I'm talking in this one. However, in terms of story, it is absolutely incredible. I will give this the first part of the story as a good hook in introduction to the game. A solid 8. It has you wanting to come back. It's bite-sized, so you can play for 1 or 2 hours a day, or even an hour a day and still keep up. It's an incredibly dense piece of story for now. The characters are incredible. Both Elfen, that we learn who it is at this point, because at some point this mask broke, but Elfen and Shion are an incredible duo who actually bicker constantly because they do not see eye to eye on other stuff, which makes sense. Because one is a Renan princess and the other is a Danon slave. So they will be different in many, many aspects of communication, of thinking about stuff. It's a massive culture shock for both of them. Characters are incredible. Like I said, Rinwell, love her to death. Absolutely incredible character. Law is such a painful character to see. Because he thought he got abandoned by his dad, only to see that there was a misconception and his dad was fighting too hard to protect both him and his mother from the corruption and oppression and slavery, that he ended up losing them, and that's the only thing he actively regrets. To then finally rebuild that fatherly bond that he was desperately missing and also feeling like he needed it. He finally had family again, only to watch it just be cut into pieces, stabbed and destroyed right in front of his face. It is truly a tragic story. Genuinely heartbreaking moment. And both the actors played it so well in terms of voice acting. It is incredible. But for now, the characters and how they play together, same with Rinwell and Hoodle, easy 9. 9, yeah, a good 9. solid. The characters are incredible. They work well with each other. Each of them is very unique in how they see the world and how they do things and their skill sets and what they can do and what they can't do. It is absolutely incredible, but that all gets visited way much more in Elderman and Sia. All in all, the first 2 chapters are absolutely incredible. I genuinely believe they are some of the best JRPG has to offer in terms of how the combat is structured, which is incredible. It's super fun to play and it is very responsive. How the characters are managed, how introduced, how they interact with each other and what they can do and how they interact with the world. And the story is just really, really good, even for JRPG standards. I've been playing JRPGs since I was, let's say, 10 years old. I'm now 27, so 17 years of experience, and I can easily say that this is one of my favorites so far. It could change depending on what it has to offer further, like after this, like where the story goes with everything that has been set up. They could very much drop the ball, but for now it's a very, very strong start, and I hope to see more of it. So can I recommend the start of Tales of Arise? Most certainly. You'll have to see in the next chapters, in the next videos, however, if I continue thinking that. So for that, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a like on the video to let me know that you enjoyed this style, and even leave a comment if you disagree with anything I've said. I hope to see you all next time. This is a completely new series that I'm trying out. I really hope this works out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next. Bye bye!